We'll start with the prayers. Om Bhadram Karne Vishrunyama Devaha Bhadram Pashe Makshabirya Jatraha Sthirairangai Stushtvagam Sastanovihi Yashema Devahitram Yadayuho Swasti na Indro Vriddashavaha Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaha Swasti nastakshorarishthanemihi Swasti no brihaspatirdadato Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We are studying Mandukya Upanishad with Shankara Bashyam. The first chapter titled Agama Prakaranam. In this chapter, we find 12 Upanishadic mantras and 29 karikas. Karikas are written by Gaudapada, the great grand guru of Shankaracharya. The unique thing about this Upanishad is we are studying two commentaries. One commentary written by Gaudapada on the Upanishad. Second, Shankaracharya's commentary on Gaudapadacharya's karikas. Very unique, very much in depth. So, very intense study of the Upanishads. Some of the concepts may be difficult to understand in the beginning. So, my advice is go through the concepts as it is being discussed in the class. Suppose you don't understand the concept thoroughly, keep it. Let the sessions go on. As the sessions go on, you will find that you will be able to understand the concepts better. Because these are very intense studies. They are not just simple meanings of the Upanishadic mantras, which we do in the Moolam class. Last week, we discussed the introduction to the first mantra and the mantra itself. Today, we will complete the first mantra. As we go through the class, you will also get a revision of what we have discussed in the first mantra. We stopped in slide 79 last week, which is this slide. The purpose of Mandukya Upanishad is to indicate to us our real nature. All of us, whether we are jnanis or ajnanis, we all know that we all possess a sthula sharira. We have three states of consciousness: waking, dream, sleep, which is called as Vachyartha. Vachyartha means it is a direct meaning of I. That direct meaning of I in the first mantra is correlated with the sound Om we chant in Omkara Japa. So that is the Vachyartha, the direct meaning of I, which is the sound. Why do we use the sound O? You will understand when we complete the 12 mantras. Because the meaning of O is explained in Mandukya Upanishad very, very differently than what we have known Om. Generally, Om is chanted at the time of rituals. I'm sure all of you have done rituals in your life. And Vedic rituals, we use the word Om many times. Generally, Om is also used for purification of all the items which we use during a ritual. They say that Om was the sound generated by the Lord when he created the universe. Some scientists have even gone and studied the sound emanating from the Surya Bhagavan, sound from the sun. They say there has been some YouTube videos on this which says that the sound emitted from the sun is Om, 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 Om. This is a scientific study. So there are several places in the Upanishads Om is glorified as a single symbol which is used for identifying our own real nature. There is a methodology. Unless you go through the Mandukya Upanishad, the 12 mantras, you will not understand how Om can be my nature. How? By analyzing Om, how can I know my real nature? For that, a lot of reasoning is required. And that is what Shankaracharya specializes in these mantras. When he writes a commentary, slowly he will make us understand the intricacy of the word Om. Last week, we discussed two words, Abhidhana, Abhideya. This word is going to come in the first mantra and in the second mantra. So you have the patience just to go through the notes of the first verse and the second verse. The second verse will take 3-4 sessions to explain. The first verse today we will complete. So Abhidhana and Abhideya, in simple English, it means revealer and revealed. So Shankaracharya uses this unique two words to link the relationship between Omkara and Brahman. Okay? If you can understand this simple thing, what is the simple thing? Omkara is a symbol. We will analyze Omkara in order to arrive at Brahman. Brahman means my real nature. So at the end of second verse, he gives us a very simple meaning of this entire two verses. So wait for that so that you can all understand how this Omkara is derived to give us our real nature. Whenever we talk of our real nature, there is something called Lakshyartha. Lakshanam means indication. Indication is not a direct revelation. It is only a pointer. Your mind should go and travel in the indicated path, indicative meaning suggested. For example, when you chant O and you stop, and again you chant O, in between there is a silence. So what the commentators say is there is a direct meaning of O and there is an indirect lakshyartha of O. Lakshyartha means silence. Lakshyartha means Turiyam. Lakshyartha is what all the Mahavakyas are defining. What is the Lakshyartha of my nature? It is Nirgunam Brahma. Nirgunam means what? Normally, I am associated with gunas because I consist of two portions. One is called as Prakriti, another is called as Purusha, the spiritual content. The spiritual content is the nirgunam portion. There is no gunas in it. And it is nirvikara, means there is no change. I am consciousness. I am existent. This doesn't change at all. What is changing? Changing is the body, the gross body, the subtle body, the causal. So Omkara helps us to arrive at the Jivatma, Paramatma, Aikyam. Aikyam means oneness, oneness between me and God. This oneness is not at the Vachyartha level, not at the superficial level in which my eyes can see, my mind can think. It is not at that level which is called as Vyavaharika level. So, by arriving at my own personality during the waking state, in which I am called Vishwa, during the dream state, when I am called Taijasa, and by analyzing my nature in sleep state, which is called as Prajna. These are the three words. If you don't remember, if you don't understand these three words, and there are three more words, if you don't understand, please let me know at the end of the class. I will explain one more. Because these six words are going to come throughout the 229 verses of the Karika. Throughout. So your understanding of this Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna at the individual level, Vyashti level. At the Samashti level, it is called as Virat, Hiranyagarbha, and Antaryami. Now, at the macro level and at the micro level, there is a common adhisthana, a common denominator. That common denominator is called as Nirgunam Brahma, or it is called as Turiyam. So please understand the six words. Why are these six words used? Because you want to come at your intrinsic nature. This is a very ingenious methodology adopted by Mandukya Upanishad. And it says that there is a relationship between the word Om and the final meaning of Brahman. That relationship is called as Abhidhana Abhideya Sambandha. Revealer, revealed relationship. A, U, Ma, these are the three alphabets of Omkara. Virat, Hiranyagarbha, Antaryami is the samashti, the totality. So Abhidhana means the revealer, or what is it revealing? The Abhideyam, which is the macro principle in the universe. See, the Upanishad uses a very beautiful. See, you can't use any other symbol. You can't use for example, you can't say chair. You can't use the chair for the entire universe. The only word which can use is O. There is a relationship between the revealer and the revealed. Revealer is Om. Whenever the Upanishad wants to reveal that Turiya nature, that pure nature, whether it is in this Upanishad or in Prashna Upanishad or Kathopanishad, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad, almost every Upanishad has got a description of Om. So, by using this relationship, Abhidhana and Abhideya, Sambandha. Shankaracharya says we arrive at the Lakshya. Avagamayati janayate. Avagamayate means we reach. Janayate, we understand Omkara in Lakshyartha level. Of this word Om, now we come to the next paragraph, commentary of Shankaracharya. What he says in this paragraph is the word Om exists in two forms. The sound form represents the Saguna Brahman. Saguna Brahman means that reality with gunas is Saguna. What is Nirgunam? Gunam means the same reality without the gunas. In Mandukya Upanishad and in Bhagavad Gita, we have used two words, para, apara. Para refers to nirguna. Apara refers to saguna. Now, what are these words? They are means of knowing Brahman. So, because these words are means, the end is what? Turiya. Don't forget that. And what is Turiyam? Turiyam is my nature. So all of us have to learn. This is a learning process of how to use Om. When you chant Om, where should your focus be? Should it be the sound Om or should it be on the silence Om? Initially, all of us, we will only emphasize on this sound. Our mind cannot go to the silence immediately. But once I understand the meaning of silence, then it is easy to do upasana of Omkara. The Upanishad will teach us in the 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 5 verses, it will tell us how to do Omkara Dhyanam. Om iti tasya etasya aksharasya. Of this word Om, para apara brahma rupasya. I explained to you what's para and apara. Para means nirgunatva, which is the fourth pada. What is the fourth pada? Turiya. What are the first three padas? Waker, dreamer, sleeper. Turiyam is absolute nature, which never changes. It is there in the waking, it is there in the dream, it is there in the sleep. So, Parabrahman means it is the changeless nature of the self. This self is common to both the entire universe and the Vyashti Jiva. And the same O can represent the Saguna part of it. How? The sound O refers to the Saguna part. But what happens? The sound comes and it disappears. Again, the sound comes, it disappears. In your own mind, when you chant O, what happens to the sound? Does it remain all the time? Or the silence remains all the time? It is the silence which remains all the time. The sound comes and goes whenever the mind chants. So the rise of Omkara is from silence. The resolution of Omkara is into the silence. What the Upanishad says is, our waking state, dream state, and sleep states, these are all coming and going. They are mithya. Whatever is coming and going is called in Sanskrit mithya. There is a technical term called mithya. Like a dream. Dream has come. So many times I've dreamt, but have you been able to hold the dream? No. Similar to the dream is my waking also. So many waking states I've had in my life. Have I been able to hold on to that childhood state when I was 5 years old, 6 years old? Such an innocent person I was. I didn't know the world. I didn't know anything about life. Can I hold on to that stage? No, it's gone. Because it is comes and goes. That 5 year old is an example which happened long ago. Yesterday's experience today, can I have it? Gone. Morning, what I experienced, gone. So, what Upanishad is trying to tell us is wake up to this aspect of the phenomena of waking, dream, and sleep. What are we supposed to wake up? Wake up to the knowledge that they are all fleeting. But all fleeting experiences should have a adhishtanam. That is the rule. Shankaracharya employs this rule again and again to come to make us understand that Turiya is our nature, Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna is not my nature. At the end of Mandukya Upanishad study, if your intellect is able to convince you that Turiyam is my nature, silence is my nature, the sound Om, which represents waking, dream, and sleep, is a fleeting nature. It is not permanent. If your mind, intellect can convincingly accept it without any doubt, then the purpose of this study is over. It is so clear in Mandukya Upanishad, it is so clear that the individual jiva who is an ajnani before when he starts this Upanishad, he doesn't know anything about Omkara, waking state, dream state, and all that. All of us are in the same boat. But as you study, a lot of doubts get clear. And then I'm able to say, Aham Turiyam Asmi. I am the non-dual Atma. Prakathanam means comprehensively we are going to study this Omkara analysis. Comprehensive, very much in detail. That is what Shankaracharya says in the first portion of the commentary of the first verse. The next word which is used in first verse is bhutam, bhavishyat, kalatraya parichedyam, yadyapi omkara. That is what we are going to see. What is the meaning of bhutam? Bhutam in Sanskrit means past. Bhavishyat means present. Bhavishyat means future. Bhavat means present. So, Omkara represents the past, present, and future. Kalatraya parichedyatvam. Parichedyatvam means what? Limited. Past is limited, present is limited, future is limited. But what is unlimited is the timeless nature of that silence. What is this? This entire universe is conditioned by time. Can you experience this world and say that I am not experiencing time? Not possible. Time and space are the coordinates in which we experience the world. So, whatever is conditioned by the threefold time, that is Omkara. That is the meaning of Bhutam Bhavatu Bhavishya. Then what happens to things beyond time? What are the things beyond time? For example, unmanifest nature. Unmanifest nature means Maya Shakti. Shakti. For example, you have a Shakti to speak, to run. Unless until you speak, you don't know that Shakti. That is, Shakti is in unmanifest. So what Omkara represents is it also represents Maya Shakti, which is Ishvara, Hiranyagarbha, which means all the emotions which come into your subtle body. Now, those emotions are, you cannot classify it as within time or without time. You cannot classify the Shakti is within time or without time because it always exists. But it is not visible. It can be inferred. How it can be inferred? Because yeah, I am speaking, I am running, I am talking, and these are all the Shakti which is in me, which is Karya Adhigamyam. They are the products. That is also represented by Omkar. This is the second part of the first verse. First verse says, Sarvam idi Omkara. Everything is Omkara. Then the mantra itself goes down and says, defines that Sarvam. Sarvam is within time and beyond. Chandogya Upanishad says that the world is a product. It does not exist separate from the cause. What is the cause? Words are there to explain to us which is cause of the universe. Words don't exist separate from Omkara. That is the next step. But whatever you want to describe in the universe is always in the form of words. Therefore, we can say universe is equal to words. And words are nothing but Omkara, which we saw last week. Sound A, U, Ma represents the entire language of all the languages in the world. There is a scientific analysis for this, which we will study when we come to do that Akara, Ukara, Makara analysis in the 8th, 9th, and 10th verses. Like you know the clay, and then you can understand all the pots. Similarly, all the words nothing but Omkara. By understanding Omkara, I can understand the entire universe. You see how scientifically Shankaracharya goes and convinces us the importance of Omkara. Sagunam, Nirgunam, I have explained to you. Conditioned by Kala, not conditioned by time, is Prakriti. Prakriti means it is the power. In Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 13, Prakritim Purusham Chaiva, Vidyanadi Ubhavapi, Vikaramsha Gunan Shaiva. This Prakriti has got Vikara. 13th chapter. 13th chapter is the most important chapter from Vedanta point of view in Bhagavad Gita. Because it describes clearly what is Purusha chase the consciousness, it clearly tells us Prakriti is matter, Purusha is the content of this matter. Without Purusha, there is no Prakriti. Purusha can remain alone without Prakriti. Achamastani Bhutani, 9th chapter, 4th and 5th verse, tells us this immanent principle and transcendent. So, what I was trying to tell you is this Maya is Kala Atita. Atita means beyond time. How do you know it exists? Because we see the effect of that in our day-to-day life. For example, the three gunas, do they exist or not? Suppose you ask this question. I come to know from the Bhagavad Gita, 14th chapter, there is three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. But can I see them? No. Can I see the cause, which is the guna? No. But I can see the expression of it. That is what we should understand from this meaning of cause and effect. Cause is unseen, but it is inferred. Suppose you ask, did you have a great grandfather? Everybody has to say yes, because my father is there, and I know his father also existed. And my father couldn't have been possible if that great grandfather was not existing. So similarly, we have to look whenever we get up in the morning and we see this universe, the universe which we all experience, first of all, you should note that it is an effect of something. It is a product of something. It is born and it will go away sometime. You may say, no, I see the same universe every day. But then Veda tells us that there is a pralaya avastha. Pralaya means the whole universe gets dissolved. Some 66 million years later than today. But it exists. From the Veda only we come to know all this truth. So all our experiences are nothing but effects. Effect has to have a cause. That cause is what we are saying is Brahman. The cause is invisible. And what is the real? There is something beyond cause and effect. That is what is called as Turiyam Brahman. Okay, that is ultimate. But I'm trying to tell you that so that you know why we are learning this and what we are trying to reach. Karya Anumana means it is inferred truth. Vivek Chudamani has this verse, 108. Here, the definition of Maya is given as unmanifest. Unmanifest means not known through the sense organs or the mind. That is what is called as unmanifest. Manifest means which my sense organs can perceive. And if my sense organs can perceive, it is gocharam. India gocharam. And what is important for us is to know this Shakti is also hidden in the word Omkara. Tadapi Omkara eva. In the Puranic story, there is Ganesha and his brother Brahmanya, who can, and then there is a simple debate: who can go around the world faster? Subramanya goes on a peacock, whereas Ganesha takes time, looks for a shortcut, and goes around the parents, which is Shiva and Parvati. Within a minute, he goes around and says, I've gone around the world. I worship Parvati, Parameshwara, the parents of the world, and they are inseparable like the word and its meaning. Karya prapancha karana vyatirekena nasti. That means without the karanam, you can never have the karma. Ultimately, what is Shankara trying to arrive? To know that ultimate Turiyam, my nature, which is without any gunas, I use the word Omkara and the silence which follows. We have discussed all this, but what is the conclusion which is mentioned in this revision portion? The first mantra which introduces Omkara Vichara. The details will be discussed in the eighth mantra. But the first mantra introduces Omkara Vichara. Omkara represents all what is in time, which means the three avasthas. Jagrat, svapna, sushupti. It also represents something which exists beyond time. And that is what my real search is for. My search is for something which is eternal. That eternal truth is revealed by the word Omkara. Therefore, Shankaracharya concludes the first verse by saying, Omkara inquiry is worth doing. The structure of the Upanishad is the first mantra is introduction, 8 to 12 is the details of Omkara Vichara. The second mantra is an introduction to Atma Vichara. Atma Vichara is taken up from 3 to 7. This portion here is the Anvaya. Anvaya means the word meaning of the first verse. We have studied this before also at the beginning. I just put that in the end so that you can read it and understand what was discussed in the first verse. Okay. Now, from this 90th, we are going to start the introduction of Shankaracharya to the second verse. The second verse runs into several pages, almost like 40, 50 slides are there for the second verse. But first, Shankaracharya writes an introduction. Even though Omkara and Brahman are one and the same from Lakshyartha point of view, not from Vachyartha point of view. Even though it is one. What is one? Turiyam Brahma, represented by silence, which is the Lakshyartha. Both of them are one and the same. The syllable O is equated from the Abhidhana angle in the first verse. In the first verse, from the revealer point, Abhidhana means revealer. In the first verse, we focused on the revealer aspect. Now what Shankaracharya is saying is he is going to do the same analysis, but from the Abhideya angle, from the revealed angle. What is Omkara revealing? It is trying to reveal the three states of consciousness and Brahman. That is what the second verse is being introduced. Here also, what is the ultimate purpose? The purpose is only one. Omkara is equal to Brahman. First verse also Omkara is equal to Brahman equation. Second verse also Omkara is equal to Brahman. But in the first verse, the revealer aspect was taken up, the symbol. In the second verse, what is being focused? Revealed version. What is Omkara revealing? The entire universe. And what does the universe consist of? The three states of consciousness, waking, dream, and sleep, and also the three worlds. The main focus is on the world, the totality, which is Virat, Hiranyagarbha, Antarya. At the end of this mantra, Shankaracharya will say that Omkara reveals Virat, Hiranyagarbha, and Antarya. And beyond these three, what are the three names which I've said now? They are the totality of the waking state, the totality of the dream world, the totality of the sleep. What lies beyond the three states also is Omkara, the silence, which is Turiya. See, Shankaracharya's commentary is so useful for us to understand the Upanishadic mantras. Abhidhanam is the revealer, Abhideyam is the revealed, Vidhanam is the Omkara, Abhideyam is Brahman. Omkara is the name of Brahman, which is Abhidhanam. What is Omkara? It is the name of Brahman. What is Brahman? Brahman means the ultimate nature of the universe, the ultimate nature of Jiva. That is why this Omkara and Brahman are related in the same as name and the meaning. Vachyartha, Lakshyartha. I hope you all understand. In case you have not understood Vachyartha and Lakshyartha, please let me know. I will try to explain to you. So Brahman, what is a Vachyartha Brahman? Whatever is visible. For example, the Virat, the physical world is visible to me. That is what is Virat. Then the subtle world, which I have to infer. Hiranyagarbha is inferred. Then for Hiranyagarbha also there is a cause, which is Ishvara. Okay, so again and again Shankaracharya repeats Omkara is equal to Brahman, which is equal to Nirgunam Turiyam Brahman. That is why many I have heard this, that many sannyasis, when they get up in the morning, they chant Om, 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 just to remind themselves of the truth. One Nirgunam Turiyam can be referred as Om, or it can be referred as Brahman. When you refer it as Om, it is called as Abhidhana Nirdharana Pradesha. The methodology of revealing the same Turiyam, if you do it via O, it is called as Abhidhana. That means it is just following the process of the revealer symbol. And if you follow the process of the meaning of that word, it is called as Abhideyam. Ultimately, Shankaracharya, at the end of the second verse, he will say, you have to drop both Abhidhana and Abhideyam to rest on Turiya. We'll come to that, but this is what he is going to say in the end. Word Omkara. Now, this is a Purva Pakshi portion which Shankaracharya introduces. He says that the word Omkara and the actual object, they are quite different. For example, sugar word and the sugar object, they are different. Word is word is not the object. I can't feel sweet by just saying the word sugar. Unless I eat this object sugar, then only I will get the feeling of the sugarness. Now, how does Shankaracharya answer this Purva Bakshi? He says, at the transactional level, Vachyartha level, you are not talking about oneness. Word is different, object is different. Yes, I accept it. At the Lakshyartha level, we have to apply the rule of oneness. At the Vachyartha level, Virat is different, Hiranyagarbha is different, Ishvara is different. But at the Lakshyartha level, that silence and this Turiyam has to be equated. That is what he is trying to explain to the Purvapakshi. See, these are all the methodology which Karacharya employs. Purvapakshi means himself, he raises a doubt and he answers. One thing we must understand, I keep repeating it because the mind doesn't register this fact that this whole universe, including my body, is a product. And this product, there has to be a cause. That cause is indicated by that causal body, which we experience in the sleep state. Desk is a product, and it is only a name and form for wood. Similarly, chain, bangle, that is only name and form. When you negate the karyam, karanam eva asti. Karyam nasti, karya nasti means the name and product is gone. What remains is the karanam alone. So what do we first do in our analysis? First, we try to see a desk. Then we say it is a desk. Then we say this desk is nothing but it is a word. It is a name and form given to a particular form of wood. Wood, desk, meaningless after object is negated. For example, suppose you have negated the word desk, then wood is also becomes meaningless because desk does not exist as a separate substance. So that is why when I told you that ultimately the Shankaracharya will say that Abhidhana also has to be negated. Abhideya also has to be negated at what level? At the Turiyam level. First we negate the object, then we negate the word, and then we say what exists is ultimately something beyond the objects and the words. And that is I, the Turi. When you chant O, the A matra stands for the physical body. U matra stands for the subtle body. Ma matra stands for the Karana Sharira. When you chant O, in your mind, you should bring the entire physical world and say that is getting resolved. Similarly, the Sukshma world is getting resolved. The Karana Avastha is also getting resolved. When all these are resolved, what happens? The object is resolved, the word is resolved. What remains is Purnaha Nirgunam Turiyam alone remains. That is why we chant the mantra Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachade. From that Purnam Turiyam, the entire world of Uma, it arises and then it resolves. But then what, after resolution, what remains? Don't say nothing. What remains is that Purnam alone remains. What I'm discussing is a very, very deep mantra. This Purnamada mantra, if you try to analyze this mantra, this comes in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Purnamada Purnamidam comes in Brihadaranyaka. Understand Vedanta 100% clearly, you can give the meaning of Purnama. It will take 1 hour, 1 hour, 1.5 hours for me to just give you the meaning of one verse. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. To understand that, we need all this analysis. That the word and the meaning, object and the sound, all these are interconnected. You start with Omkara and Brahman and say that is Vachyartha. Then what you do? You reject the Vachyartha. And then what you keep? You keep retain the Lakshyartha. Lakshyartha means the indicative Nirguna Brahman. The last stage, what happens? You recognize that the leftover Lakshyartha, there is neither Vachyam or Vachakam. Again, two words are used. The word and its meaning, both are no longer there. What remains is the Turiyam alone. See, all this are meant for purifying our mind to understand the final truth as Turiya. These are all the processes. Vachyam, Vachakam, Abhidhana, Abhideyam, the three avasthas, Omkara, silence, all these are meant for what? Purification of the mind. Because the mind is full of thoughts. How to make it to reduce the thoughts by this process. But though Abhidhana, Omkara, and Abhideya Brahman are one and the same, at the Lakshyartha level, at the silence level, it remains is the, ultimately in silence, neither there is any word, neither there is a sound. What remains is the silence alone. Mantra reveals, this is the first mantra. Again, I am repeating, it reveals the Abhidhana Omkara, the revealer Omkara. The second mantra, this is the second mantra. Sarvam etat Brahma Mayam Atma. This is the second verse. In this second verse, what is being done? Abhideyam is being revealed. Abhideyam is the word, that means what? Abhideyam is the revealed. What is being revealed by Om? Brahman. So, in the second mantra, Turiyam is equated to Omkara in the Abhideya angle. In the first one, it is Abhidhana angle. Okay, revealer, revealed. That's all. You just remember revealer, revealed. If you don't understand Abhidhana, Abhidena, don't worry. Is what is revealing, which is called as Omkara. What is revealed? It is my own nature, which is Turiya. Okay. So, this equation is absolute. Absolute means it is only at the highest level. It is not at the Vyavaharika level, not at the figurative level. That is what Shankaracharya says. Word and object, they are not identical in our Vyavahara. Word is different, object is different. He accepts that. He accepts that the revealer revealed Samanda is a common language. In our common language, we say, sit, go and sit in the chair. We don't talk about whether the chair exists, that the chair All that we don't say. So it is in the common language, revealer revealed sambandha is different. And when you come to Omkara analysis, the revealer revealed sambandha is dropped at the highest level, which is Turiyam level, at the silence level. That is what is being said here in these slides. So Omkara is everything. What is left behind when you say Omkara is this silence which is indicated by Brahman. Now, what Shankaracharya says is, suppose we don't use the equation Omkara is equal to Brahman, what will be the problem? The problem he says is, we will take Omkara to mean the figurative way. Equation will be only become figurative. Figurative means what? It will only reveal the either the waking state or the dream state or the sleep state. But we will not be able to go beyond the three states. You may mistake the chair word and the object chair with Omkara and Brahman. That's what Shankaracharya is saying. For example, we say he is a lion. He is a lion means what? This is a figurative use. It doesn't mean that he has got four legs. It means he has got the strength of the lion. So similarly, Omkara is Brahman. It doesn't mean the word Omkara is equal to this object or subject called Brahman. It means Lakshartha level, not figurative. We will take it as figurative if we don't put that equation. That is what he's trying to explain. These are all small, fine observations when you study the commentary. Omkara helps us to land at Turiya Chaitanya. In one single effort, through Lakshyartha, we can say that the entire world gets resolved in the sound gets resolved in silence. And then we will be able to understand this Chandogya Upanishad very easily. By knowing that earth will know the entire pots, by knowing Turiyam, we will know the entire universe. Whole creation is nothing but the cause, which is Brahman, which is Satyam. So once the Sthula Shariram has been resolved, Sukshma Shariram has been resolved, and the Karana Prapancha has been resolved, what remains then? What remains is this pure silence. All this analysis of Omkara done in the second verse is only to say that resolution takes place of this whole universe in one substance called Turiya. That is the meaning of the second verse. The Panchakoshas, they resolve where in Taittiriya Upanishad, we all study Taittiriya Upanishad. After the five koshas are described, then Upanishad says that all the five koshas, especially the Anandamaya kosha, which is experienced in sleep, it resolves into Brahman. It resolves into the into the highest absolute reality. That process is called as pravilapanam. In Taittiriya Upanishad, it is called as pravilapanam. Pravilapanam means the resolution ground. See, these may appear to you very, very theoretical, when you listen to all this, there is a resolution ground for the universe. But then I don't experience that. I only experience sleep. I get up in the morning again, I see the universe. But all these things are happening in a very subtle form. This Brahman or Atma is extremely subtle. यतो वाचो निवर्तन्ते आप अप्राप्य मनसा सह आनंद ब्रह्मणो विद्वान न विवेति कदाचिनेति. It is so subtle. Words cannot reach there. It goes there and again it returns. The mind cannot think about it, but it exists. So even though, you see, these are all the revelations of Upanishad, that there exists something called as Turiyam. There exists something called as Hiranyagarbha. There is something called as Antarya. There are four levels of this universe. The gross level is called as the Virat level. The subtler level below that is called the Hiranyagarbha level, Sushma. Below that is the Karana Prapancha. And when you reject these three levels as Vidya, as appearances and disappearances, what remains is a Matra Turiyam. Therefore, the second mantra, Shankaracharya says, it is very important to understand that the meaning of Omkara is nothing but Turiya. So, at the component level, the equation holds true. Component level means what? At the pada of Brahman. Pada means what? There are four padas. Four padas means the waking state, dream state, sleep state, and then the last state, which is the Turiyas. So the Upanishad will take the Omkara, which has got four components, and it will finally equate the Omkara four components, A, U, Ma, and Virat, Hiranyagarbha, Antaryami. All this will be equated, and then it will abide in Nirguna Turiya Satyam Brahma. This is the introduction of Shankaracharya to the second. From now on, we are going to study the second verse, the starting of the second verse.
Sarvagum etat brahma Sarvagum etat brahma Ayamatma brahma Ayamatma brahma Soyamatma chatushpat Soyam Atma Chatushpat Sarvagum Etat Brahmayamatma Brahma Soyamatma Chatushpat.
What is the word meaning of the second verse? The word meaning is all this is nothing but Brahman. All this means what? Whatever Drishyam. Drishyam means it represents what the five sense organs can experience. Is Brahman. Brahman means infinite. Cosmos, stars, planets, galaxies, all this is experienced. And that is denoted by what? One word, which is Brahman. Okay. Then it says this Atma, it refers your finger to this Atma. That means it's pointing towards the body. I am Atma Brahma. I am Atma Brahma means what? That Brahman which is Paroksham, which is the universe. It is also the self of this body, the self of the world, and the self of the body is the same. Whenever we have this equation between the totality, Brahman, and individuality, Atman, that mantra is defined as Mahavakyam. This is a very important mantra, very useful for contemplation. Understand this mantra very well so that this becomes the basis for our study of this entire Upanishad. This is the Mahavakyam. I'll repeat again. What is the Mahavakyam? Mahavakyam reveals the Aikyam, oneness between the totality of the universe, which is defined as Brahman, and Atman, which is the self of this body. It is not the Sthula Sharira. It is not the Sukshma Sharira. It is not the Karana Sharira. When you say Brahman, it is not the Sthula Prapancha. It is not the Sukshma Prapancha. It is not the Karana Prapancha. So ultimately, what is Upanishad saying? There is something in this universe which you don't know, but it is the substratum for the whole universe, from which the whole universe is rising, it is resting, and it is resolving. And that is called as Karanam Brahma. It is in the initial stage, it's called as Karanam. But once your mind has understood Karanam and Karyam, it will say the same is nothing but it is called as Turiyam, which is beyond the Karanam and Karyam. The analysis of this mantra is the whole Upanishad. And that is why it says, this is the first portion. There are 3 sentences here. All this is Brahman. This Atma is Brahman. Then the last one, it says, this Atma has 4 parts. What are the 4 parts? This Atma 4 parts: waking, waker, dreamer, sleeper, and Turiya. Okay, so this is the analysis of second. We are going to do this. There are about 20-30 slides which will explain this mantra, which I'm going to do it next week. A simple Anvaya explanation is all which was equated to before as Omkara Abhidhana is nothing but Brahman. Brahman means the whole cosmos. And now comes the Mahavakya. I, the self, the Atma, is nothing but that Brahman. This Atma is endowed with 4 quarters. The entire universe, which was equated to Omkara, it was equated to Omkara as a revealer, Abhidhana. Now is going to be equated to Brahman, the Abhideya. Abhideya means the reveal. So Omkara is nothing but the entire universe, objective universe. Omkara is nothing but Brahman. The revealed, what is revealed is Brahman. What is the revealer? Omkara. Abhidhana, Abhidha. Revealer, reveal. First verse, Vidhana. Second verse, Abhideya. Mahavakyam is in the second verse. Why? Because the self of the body, the self of the mind, the self of the jiva is nothing but the self of the entire cosmos. If we understand this Mahavakyam, we will have no fear because ultimately it is one self. There is only one self in this universe without a second. Therefore, I am fearless. Taittiriya Upanishad. You can combine now Taittiriya and Mandukya Upanishad. The four components, we are going to discuss this in very big detail. Virat, Hiranyagarbha, Antaryami. Don't worry. We'll have a lot of time in the next four verses, 5 verses. Verse number 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 verses, we are going to discuss these words. Virat, Hiranyagarbha, Antaryami, Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna, Turiya. All this is going to be discussed. All this is what? Nothing but Atma. Soyam Atma Chatushpad. Like Brahman has 4 parts, Atma has also 4 parts. Omkara has got 4 parts. So now what are the 4 parts we are trying to go into equate? Omkara, Vyashti, Samashti. Vyashti is the individual, then the symbol Omkara, and finally the Samashti. The Samashti and the symbol. Okay. Next week, I'm going to start with this 25th slide, which is slide number 113, topic number 25. Next week, we are going to do the second mantra. Hopefully, we'll try and finish the second mantra next week. And the second mantra is an introduction. So don't miss the second mantra introduction, which is, if you understand the second mantra, then you will be able to understand the third, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we will start with this mantra, with this commentary of Shankaracharya next week. Oh. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudacchade Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyade. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, there are a few questions which I will answer. Rama Chandramurthy, he says, Om, as we understand, is the sound that represents the Aksharasha Avuma. And all the sounds are within it. Yes, you're right. How can the universe that is being continuously created be represented by O? Does it mean the vibration that is emanated is the cause of material? How is that various elements are created by the same vibration? Okay, good. It's a good question. What we need to understand is don't go too much into the scientific nature of the sound. Don't go into that aspect because that is overextending the example. What we should only understand is the word O, the sound Om only, is being used as a symbol. That's all. Don't extend it to how vibrations are causing the whole, is the cause of the universe. That is not this. That is not the subject matter here. There is a science which goes into the vibrations and how that is another science. So that particular science is not being referred in the Upanishad. What is being referred is that the symbol, how that symbol is going to be used is the letter A is represented by the entire waking state. That's all. The letter O represents dream state. We are not talking about the vibrations in dream, vibrations in the waking state, and the lack of and the absence of vibrations in the sleep state, which happens in the mind and all that. See, the vibration theory is in the body level and the external level. We are not discussing that. We are only saying in Mandukya Upanishad, you will, as you go by in the next few verses, you will start understanding the way the Upanishad uses Omkara. So just wait for a few sessions. You will understand the full meaning of Omkara with reference to Mandukya Upanishad. And then through this symbol, it will reveal what is the substract. What it will say is the sound O is a product. It is a karyam. But for that karyam, there must be a karanam. There must be a cause. That cause is Turiya. That cause is the silence. That is how Upanishad will come and it will teach us. There's a lot of reasoning, logic which is involved, which it will come. There's a lot of reasoning. We are going to study this Upanishad with tremendous amount of logic. Your intellect will go through the logic. It will ask questions. It will get answers. But slowly wait for the time and you will understand how Upanishad is trying to reveal the universe with the help of one word, which is one symbol, which is Om. Rama, do you want to say anything else at this stage from what I have said? Shanmugam, can you unmute all?
Thank
Yeah,
you, sir. I got it. I got your point. So we should not bring the scientific mind into this and should not go into the reasoning of how the vibrations emanate.
Correct. The vibrationary theory, scientific theory, we should not bring that here.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. So the only thing is we should try to map the different state, our WDS, like waking, dreaming, sleeping to the three aspects of Om, and which again, as you said, thanks for that information, that the Om itself is a karyam, which is actually pointing to the unique, abstract, and which indescribable thing that is silence, or whatever it is.
That's correct. Yes, that's correct. You got it. Now you got it. Yes. Perfect.
Thank you.
It's a good understanding. Okay. The next is, what is the time taken to chant Om? Is there any book on this? No, see, Om is, what is the time taken to chant Om? You see, you can repeat Om. I don't know whether you are asking how much time it takes to chant Om or how much time I should spend chanting Om.
No, how much time to chant Om?
Okay, good, very good. Okay, see, it depends on you. My suggestion would be just chant for 5 minutes, maximum 5 minutes. See, why we chant Om, there are two benefits out of that. Number one, it will make my mind single pointed, focused. Suppose I just chant Om, Om. People chant Om Namah Shivaya. That is a longer version. Om Namah Shivaya, if you have Shiva as your Ishta Devata, you can chant Om Namah Shivaya. Okay? But Vedantically, what they say is chanting Om by itself has got a lot of benefits. Whenever we do japa, any type of japa, mainly the benefit is chitta shuddhi, chitta ekagrata. Chitta means what? Mind's focusing ability, mind's concentrating ability, and purity. Purity means what? Again and again, my mind goes into all types of thoughts about the world. Again and again. You see, that is how the mind is. That is how the instrument is. Our mind is an instrument. The moment we take that instrument as me, that is where the problem lies. So when you don't meditate, you will take it, the mind is, I am the mind. And then you will keep on worrying about so many things and you will say that I am worried, I have anger, I have fear, I am suffering. That I will be completely immersed in that mind. How to remove that I from that mind is the japa, the function of a japa. Is the function of all these meditations which we are doing is only to separate that I from the mind. So to answer a question, maximum just chant for 5 minutes. You can start with say 10 times Om. Just chant Om 10 times, that's all. At any time, you can just close your eyes and just chant Om. Om. You can do it at the time of when you wake up. You can just chant 10 times Om and then you start the day. Or before you go to sleep, just chant Om. Stop. Om. Stop. Om. Stop. Just try it out. Don't push your mind. Initially, never push your mind. Let the mind feel relaxed. But again, I see after chanting Om, again you will start thinking, what should I have a breakfast today? And then you will get into the chakra. You will get into the cycle of, oh no, I should have idli, not upman. And then you'll forget Om. So what you should try to avoid. Whenever the mind is going outside the topic of Om, bring it back. Okay, this is for the beginner. As you learn this Upanishad, you will get a completely different view of this Om. Om represents the three states, and Om represents the silence which comes after you chant. That silence is where is my real nature. This is what the Upanishad will teach you. Once you have understood the meaning of Om, then what happens? Your meditation of Om, the same Om which you repeated at the beginning, the same Om will get the meaning of Om and you will have a different vision of. You wait, just wait. I'm going to do some Om meditations as we go through the mantras, especially the mantras number 8, 9, 10, 11. At that time, I will be doing some Omkara meditation. So that will be an advanced meditation. Okay. So at the moment, to answer your question, just maximum start with 10 minutes, start with 10 times, make it 24 times, make it maximum 5 minutes. That's all. Have I answered your question? JP?
Thank you. Thank you. I
Okay.
got it.
What is the intent of creation when there is only one? Good question. Intent of creation is to say that there is no creation. This is what will be revealed to you. There is no creation. Ultimately, there is only I, the Turiya, which always exists. Creation is only mithya. It is like the dream. Can you say dream is created? Does it exist? It just appears and disappears. That's all. The final, I'm giving you the final answer. What is the intent? Your question is very deep question. I'm telling you the answer to that question. When you do Mandukya Upanishad, it will teach you that creation is only an appearance and disappearance, which has got the law of karma behind it. That's all. But what is not created but always exists is I, the Turiyam. Don't miss this point. See, when you say creation, there's no creation and all that, don't take it very, very flimsily. Ultimately, you have to say, I exist, but the experiences which I have is mithya. The word mithya is best understood in Mandukya Upanishad. Just wait. The third chapter will be a mind-boggling chapter. If you survive till then with Mandukya Upanishad, you will find the third chapter is the best chapter which will give you a reason. You see, the Upanishad and Shankaracharya will prove to you through all types of reasoning that there is something which is permanent and there is something which is appearance. Okay? That is the final ultimate realization of this Mandukya Upanishad. It's a very deep Upanishad. It is not a simple Upanishad. It requires patience. It requires systematic study because you cannot miss some sessions and then, there will be a connection between the first mantra, second verse, the third verse. There is a continuous connection is there. Suppose you miss a session, try to listen to the recording because then you will have continuity. And if you are a serious student, you will get the total benefit of this study. And you will see that your Vedantic knowledge is completely changed. You may have started at a very beginner level, doesn't matter. All of us, we are like that only. But you will find that you're growing. Every time you listen, you grow. It doesn't matter if you're 24 years old or 60 years old, doesn't matter. But listen to it. Continue the listening. Okay. Shanta, you have a question?
Yes, just expanding on what Ramaji said or asked is, I had the same feeling when we learnt about the different lokas, and I said, if Bhagwan himself or Brahman itself is not satisfied with one loka, how can we as human beings be satisfied? In the sense, the greed or the lobha, the ichha goes on increasing, and so in eventually now I understand that all the difference. So I believe that the requirement or the oneness also will get to where we want to go,
Yes,
and
that's correct.
slowly all these feelings will go away. That because for me, when I sometimes when I think of Jivan Mukti, it almost makes me feel like when we play a cube,
Yeah,
till the time you know to make all sides same color, you are so much engrossed in it. But once you know it and you can repeat it, you lose interest in it. And I think that is what we are going to have. I mean, for me, it's like a game. When you know the trick of the game, you go out of the game, or you don't enjoy it
exactly.
anymore.
You're
And that
right.
is
Yes.
exactly is the Jivan Mukta point.
That's correct. You see, the moment
So
you know Turiyam completely, clearly, doubtlessly, if you know Turiyam correctly, at the end
yeah.
of this Mandukya Upanishad, if you know this Turiyam correctly, which you will get it,
Mm,
Shankaracharya's Bhashyam is very, very powerful. So the moment you get that final answer, then your the desire to enjoy this world will come down
mm,
because you have realized your nature. You see that
yeah.
power, that raga and dvesha, which is there, rajoguna, it will
Mm,
subside,
yeah.
and you will have sattvic guna. Sattvic guna is complete clarity.
Mm,
Your mind will be light, and it will feel as if bubbly throughout. You feel you're enjoying life because you are sattvic, completely sattvic. You see, you were maybe 20% sattvic when you started. That sattva guna, clarity in your mind, it keeps on growing, and you will discover the entire experience of life itself becomes it is something which you accept it and move on. That's all.
yeah. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say to Ramaji. And my question now, I know that I keep asking, or maybe you might think that contradictory, but for me, it's more and more clarity which I'm trying to achieve. Now, when we know Brahman is one, we know Advaitam, right? It is clear now for us, I'm sure for all of us who are here, that that's Advaitam principle. So there is nothing called my Atma and your Atma. There is only one Atma, which is Brahman. And what we have is just the reflection in our mind, which activates everything. So, in this Mandukya Upanishad, when we say Brahman has got four components, I can understand Omkara has four components because it is Adhishtanam, because that is the substratum for us to know Brahman, right? So, the reality is Brahman, and so the Omkara has got all four aspects. But I don't expect Brahman to have any aspects because it is nirguna, nitya, anadi, and all that what we know. Then why should it have four aspects? I mean, that is where my question is.
Yeah.
Am I
See,
being
the
too,
the
you know?
Upanishad, the
Yeah.
Upanishad starts from an ignorant mind,
Mm,
which doesn't know about Atma, which doesn't know about Turiya. You have already gone through some Upanishads and you understand Atma very well, and you're looking at it from Atma level, you're trying to understand why there are four components.
mm.
Just wait for some time. Shankaracharya will himself say that there are no four components, there is only one,
Yeah, but
which
then
is
yeah, my thing
it
about
is only a
Shankaracharya.
seeming, it is only a seeming four component is only a seeming nature of Turiya. It
Okay.
is not factual. It is
Mm,
a experiential nature of Turiyam
mm,
because of Maya Shakti. The movie happens
mm.
on the screen, but
And you feel it, yeah.
it is not. It is the movie is not real.
Mm,
Movie is for a certain purpose of the law of karma. That's all.
mm.
So
So
don't get engrossed in the movie and miss the
yeah,
screen.
yeah. So my thing is, uh, the reason why I thought is when we come to the Upanishad study, I'm sure Shankaracharya also thought that we would have learned, say, Atma Bodha, Tattva Bodha, and we would have come through that process of
Yeah.
learning Bhagavad Gita. And so we would have had that understanding that Advaitam is, until unless we accept Advaitam, I don't think we could go ahead in this study,
Yes.
because the trust, the faith in the Vedas is very important to actually get to this point. So that's why I thought that I'll look forward to know what is that four seeming understanding. But I was a bit surprised why Brahman should have four aspects. I can understand Omkara having.
Okay, just wait. I have to only tell you because there is so much to explain to you. But it is the
Okay, I'll
process of
wait.
learning this Mandukya. It's
Okay.
a good question. Keep it at the back of your mind and just keep on seeing whether that question is getting answered in mantra number 4, 5, 6.
And 7, yes. I think you
Eventually,
mentioned,
you
yeah.
will get the answer in mantra 7.
Mm.
In mantra 7, your question of why we are talking about 4 quarters
Mm.
is answered in the actually it got the answer is in the 5th and 6th itself, because in the 5th and 6th it talks about the resolution of the waking and dream into the cause. The cause is one.
Mm.
It appears as many.
Mm.
Effect can be many. The products are many.
But the cause is one,
Chain,
yeah.
bangle, row, so many different forms. So anatma can be many. It can be infinite anatmas. But
Yeah, but the
the
Atma is one, yeah.
substratum is only one. The cause is
Mm.
only one.
Mm.
Like the dreamer, the dream world is very, very huge. I mean, you see, experience so many things in dream,
Mm.
but it's all one mind. The moment you come, you realize the waker himself appears as this entire dream world. Atma itself, Turiya itself appears as the waker, dreamer, and sleeper. Waker, dreamer, sleeper are the mithya portion of Turiyam.
Mm.
Turiyam is Satyam. What we are now trying to do is, from the mithya, we are trying to go to the Satyam. Therefore, we are asking the question, why this variety? Why this plurality? Like
Yeah.
you are sitting in dream world and asking why there are so many entities. Why am I suffering in dream? Why is the dog chasing me in dream? You're asking
Mm.
so many questions about the dream, but you don't know it's all one mind, the beaker. Similarly, what will happen is Shankaracharya in his 7th mantra, he will say Satyam, Shivam, Advaitam, Turiyam is the ultimate substratum. It is the Adhishtanam. Adhishtanam is Satyam. There is
Mm.
only one Satyam. Satyam alone exists. All these things will be proved by Shankaracharya through reason.
So you
Very
mean to say then we
beautifully.
will, yeah, we will move right now for the sound. We say Omkara is the Adhishtanam, but then we move that
Yes,
Adhishtanam to Brahman.
correct.
Okay.
That's correct. The sound, you are now going to go from sound to silence. At the
Mm.
sound level, you are still focused on amatra, umatra, ma
Mm.
matra. All these 3 sounds are you are still trying to distinguish.
Mm.
A is not u is not ma. All this at the sound level, at the
Yeah.
vachyartha level. But at the lakshyartha level, it is
Yeah.
silence.
Because when you talk about all the 3 states which we can see, or dream, sleep, or
Yes.
whatever, yeah.
Now you
But
got
then
the
we
answer.
move from the
Good.
this. Okay. Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Ramesh Murthy, can you go ahead, Ramesh? Can you unmute yourself, Ramesh, and ask? Are you able to unmute yourself? Shanmugan, can you unmute Ramesh? Or he's already unmuted? Ramesh is lifting his hand. Ramesh, otherwise you just put a note on the chat. I'll come back to you. I'm not able to listen to you. I don't know whether you're still there. You can put a message in the chat. Anybody else has a question?
Shekaji,
Yes.
I think at the page of 86 there was a thing says um, if Maya is Kala Ati, how do you know it exists?
Yeah. What you're saying is Maya Asti, yes.
But how do you know that it exists?
Correct. See, how you know Maya exists? Because, see, what we see is the power of Maya. The power of Maya is what? It is your speaking ability, your walking ability, your Shakti. Now, your Shakti is unmanifest. It means it cannot be seen. But that is what we call it as Maya. See, Maya is there. There is a power which is a total power. It is the same power which is there in you. It is the same power which is there in me also. I can speak, you can speak. Asha can speak, Shama can speak. Shanta can speak. All of us can have the speaking power. So the speaking power is a Shakti. It is unmanifest. You cannot see it. You cannot know that Shakti by your eyes. Like you're walking. I cannot see that power. I can only see the expression of the power when you walk. Suppose you start singing. That means then only I know, oh, this Bhavai can sing Ram Bhajan very well. So that power is hidden in you. That is why we say Maya exists, but it is not seeable. You can't see it. Now, this is what is called as unseen world. Seen world is the body. Babubai is 80 years old, 70 years old. So I can see the body. But his speaking ability, walking ability, running, these are all only expressions of some power. They say that even your breathing power is a Shakti. You see, you are breathing. I am breathing. I am listening. You are listening. It is a power. So this is also represented by the word O. O represents the sound O. It represents the invisible power of this universe. The invisible, that means what is in time, what is not in time, what is the power, what is the gross nature of the body, everything is Om only. So if there's one word which has to be represented in the world, it is Om. That is why they say you just keep chanting Om and you will remember God.
So can we say like Hari Om or or we can only say the word Om, but can we use the word Hari Om at times when you are doing the thing?
Yeah, you can do it. You can do Hari Om. You can do Om Namah Shivaya.
Okay.
You can just say Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya means, oh Shiva, I prostrate to you because you are the ultimate. You are the cause. I don't know. I can't see you. But I know you are the ultimate. I am just a small part of you. That's all.
Yeah, that's
Okay. So good. So you can use that O. Just chant, even just chanting Om 4 or 5 times in a day is good. Again and again, you will remember that God who is there not only in your body, it is there in the whole universe. Om is just a symbol. It's just a symbol for you to remember that higher principle. Correct. That's correct.
So we don't have to use like Hari Om. Sometimes they use to.
No. Hari Om is just an expression for us to greet another person. Suppose you just meet another person, instead of telling him good morning in English, you say Hari Om.
Sure. Oh, it's a kind of greeting only.
Yeah. Hari Om is a greeting.
Okay,
So
thank you.
suppose I meet you, I'll say Hari Om. You meet me, you can say Hari Om.
Yeah, true.
Okay?
Yeah, it's a greeting. Yeah, it's not a mantra, right?
It's not a mantra.
Mm.
Om Namah Shivaya is a mantra. It's a
Um,
japa.
But sometimes I come in the YouTube, I see there's a mantra on Om also. They do some mantras on Om in the YouTube.
Yeah. YouTube is quite a lot of information which is there. You don't get lost in YouTube. Just
Yeah.
follow the teaching. Whatever we are doing in class, just try to follow that and you will be able to focus.
Because in the YouTube is sometimes half an hour, 45 minutes, but very long hours.
Yes. Yeah.
So we just stick to 10 minutes or 10
Yeah,
times.
just stick to 5 minutes. That's enough. See, sometimes they play the music and, then sometimes you get lost. Sometimes you go to sleep also.
Yeah, true.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Bhavai. Ramesh is asking a question. If creation is mithya, then how do we understand Trimurti when there is a lot of creation, a lot of sustenance, and a lot of destruction? Okay.
Namaste. I'm able to unmute myself. So
Yeah, now
the
you
thought
can
process
unmute.
is, how do you describe then if there is no creation, then there is no creator or there is no destroyer or no sustainer? That's my question.
Okay.
How does that link?
No. Okay. You see, uh, you should understand is as long as you are experiencing the world, there is a Lord who is creating, who is sustaining, and who is destroying the world. So, at the transactional level, you should never say there is no creation because you are experiencing creation. In front of you, there is creation, body is there, world is there, your children are there, the whole mountains and rivers, everything is there. While you're in creation and experiencing the creation, what they say is drishyam is there. What they are what Upanishad is saying, understand this very, very well, because what I'm going to tell you now is a very mind-boggling thing which is analyzed by Shankaracharya in the third chapter. But I'll just give you a clue to that. The dream world is experienced. And there is a creator, there is a sustainer, and there is a destroyer for dream. The Trimurti exists for the dream, right? You all accept it. We all accept that. Now, the only mistake we are making with reference to the Jagrat world is we are taking the Jagrat world as real. A real Jagrat world, a real sustaining world, a real world which is continuously there. That is where our mind, we are making a mistake. Shankaracharya, I'm only giving you that clue now, but you will get the answer fully when we do the third chapter. He says, have you ever asked the question whether Lord has made a real world or an unreal world? It's a completely new chapter of discussion in your mind. I don't want to bring that topic, but you are asking me with this question. I'm asking the same question. The world which you are saying, is it created, sustained, destroyed? Is this you're talking about a real creation or you're talking about a mithya creation? Like a magical creation of a magician. That is what Shankaracharya says in the third chapter. In the third chapter, what he's saying is our creation, the world which we are in the Jagrat Avastha, you are listening, I'm talking, all that is what? It is a part of a magical world. This is what is called as mithya in Vedanta. Dream is mithya. Dream is not a real world. It is a magical creation out of our own mind because of Nidra Shakti. We all have a power to forget the Jagrat Avastha and project the dream world. Similarly, Shankaracharya says, we all have the power to forget our real nature. This is an extremely high philosophy. It will take a long time for me to explain to you, but I'm just giving you a pointer so that you don't take the world which we are experiencing as completely real. That is where Satyatva Buddhi in the Jagrat Avastha is the question which you are asking. Is it Satya or is it Mithya? Mithya means it is appearing. It has got experienceability, it has got transactability, it has got utility. In spite of all the three, we say it is Mithya. Why? Because my focus is on consciousness, which is the Adhisthana. There is a lot of reasoning power which comes in Mandukya Upanishad. Just wait for some time. This question is a very serious question, but there is a methodology for explanation of this.
Okay. Understood. Yeah. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Okay, so I will stop here and then we'll continue next week. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.